What's going on, everybody? This is Boonjaman Bokchoy with another F122 video, and this is the weekly event race, the second part to the qualifying video that I just put up with the bug. Yeah, so I couldn't record a qualifying time, but I decided to jump into the race anyway. First time I tried it, I couldn't even connect. I joined the lobby and then I got booted right away. So I tried again later on in the evening, and this is the race that I got into. So yeah, no qualifying time, which means I'm starting in the back somewhere. Looking through the list of guys here, there are some silver rated drivers here: Joao Pedro up top and RC Tattoos down at the bottom, as well as this Nico Quijano guy. And yeah, that looks like that the only guys with ranked lobby ratings. So those are the three guys that I'll be looking out for. Jumping ahead to the race now, just gonna be using a time trial setup, 16 wings. Yeah, I think the time trial was 16-14. I just boosted it up to 16 on the rear to make it a little bit more stable. But yeah, this is just whatever time trial setup was used to set the quickest lap on the leaderboard. So it's nothing too spectacular or anything like that. I haven't fine-tuned this setup for a race. But since I'm starting in the back, and I haven't set a qualifying time anyway, I just decided whatever, I'll throw it on there. So starting now, I think we are starting P15, I believe. Yeah, P15. And yeah, the start is pretty much what you expect. We do get a decent start, not great or anything like that. As you see, other drivers pulling away, other drivers still haven't gotten off their grid spot yet. A little bit of congestion here going in turn 1, but nothing too crazy to try and avoid. Stuck behind this Simply Syrup Twitch TV guy. I don't know if he's a big streamer. He loses front wing going into the right-hander there. I'm being a little bit cautious because I know he doesn't have a front wing, even though the wings aren't too important this year, but still, I know he's going to understeer into corners if he doesn't brake properly. So gingerly walking through this first sector here, and we make it out alive, but of course going into this left-hander here, you're just expecting carnage. So having to take avoiding action there. Bacon gets out in front of us right there, and I make a dumb mistake. Bacon, I'm so sorry, dude. I ruined your race. That was all on me. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but that was not malicious by any means. So, but anyway, here we are up to P9 now from P15. Simply Syrup behind us, and out in front of us, Omnipotensis, about 8/10 up in front of us. So as of right now, still not quite sure what the strength of field is. Like I said, there were a couple silver rated guys in here, but it's the first week, so you really can't take anything away from ratings quite just yet. But we are sticking with these guys in front of us, and it looks like the leader is not actually that far ahead, just making it, exiting that right-hander right now, and we are stuck behind these guys. So yeah, when I was talking about having to deal with mobile chicanes, it's stuff like this. You know you're definitely quicker than these guys, and you just want them to get out of your way, and lo and behold, I must be part Jewish, because Moses parted the Red Sea. So two guys gone now there, they spun themselves out, and we are up to P7 now, right behind Pre-Grizz, who is 3 seconds ahead. RC Tattoos sticking actually pretty damn close behind us, less than half a second behind us right there, so we do have to watch out for him. But as of right now, we're starting to get into a groove of things. Tires are up to temperature, and we're just going to kind of settle into this race right now. Still have a lot of ERS left over. We still have 75%, so that should be pretty good. I don't know how much these guys in front of us have been spamming, but we have 3 cars battling out in front of us, and I know that we're going to catch up to them sooner rather than later, and I'm just trying to watch out for somebody spinning out or somebody hitting another guy and then creating a block in the road. So I'm gonna have to make sure that I don't go into corners too fast, because you don't want to just end up with a car perpendicular to the road in front of you. But it doesn't take too long before we catch up to Cole Tyler Nugent here in P6. Doesn't look like he's taking his lines properly. I don't know if he's got front wing damage or something like that, but he's going really wide, missing the apexes, and I want to get out in front of him as soon as possible. I thought about spamming overtake here to get out in front of him, but there are 2 other cars really close in front, so I don't want to get caught in the middle of a whole bunch of cars. So I think better of sending it down the inside, and I just stick behind him for now. Yeah, you can see I'm just really antsy, just want to get in front of this guy as fast as I can. I think one of the leaders set a quickest lap there, so a flash of purple. DRS is enabled now for lap 3 as P6 goes out wide again, and I decide, yeah, I'm just going to send it down right now because he's starting to drop back a little bit. So now we have Pre-Grizz and Garfield Lasagna out in front as Cole tries to make the move and just loses it on the left-hander there. I almost lose it myself in 5th gear, but we get some grip and we get out in front of that little incident. So yeah, now we're going focus on Pre-Grizz and Garfield Lasagna out in front. Like I said, I love that name. They are battling for P4 right now, and we are well within, well, not well within DRS, but yeah, we're safely in DRS right now. I'm just gonna wait to see if one of them makes a mistake or one of them just kind of loses it through maggots and maggots, and we're gonna jump on it as soon as we can. So looking like Cops is giving some of these guys some problems, but we take it okay. Now going into this section here, I'm just looking to see if one of them make a mistake. So Garfield Lasagna makes a mistake. I decide to throw on the overtake because he's going to be slow coming out of that corner. Thank God his red light is blinking as well, so he has no ERS left over. For a second, I think about sending it down the inside of Pre-Grizz here, but it is only lap 3, and I don't want to make any dumb mistakes quite yet. Leaders still aren't too far ahead, so I don't have to rush to get out in front of him. He locks up going to the last few corners here, so I know that I'm definitely going to have DRS coming up anyway, so I really don't have to try and rush and get out in front of him. RC Tattoos behind us, that's the new fastest lap, but he's a few seconds behind. He was directly behind us 1 or 2 laps ago, but he's dropped back a few seconds, so we really don't have to worry about him. Pre-Grizz coming through here takes it pretty well, and I just decide to throw on the overtake since we're so close, giving him a wide berth up here. I don't even want to try and stick close to him, go all the way around him, and then having to take a shallow entry into this corner here, but we do get it stopped quick enough, and we get around that corner pretty well. Now looking to just distance ourselves from the guys behind us and close that gap to Guitar Piste and P3 as fast as we can. So just jumping now to the end of lap 4, we have closed it up a little bit to Guitar Piste. I think we chopped the gap by 1 second. He picked up a 3-second penalty at some point during lap 4, but now at the start of lap 5, we actually pick up the fastest lap. I don't think we had any DRS on that lap, so we actually got that on pure pace. But yeah, Guitar Piste now, gap is less than 2 seconds. He's got the 3-second penalty, and the leaders still aren't too far ahead, so I'm not looking to rush anything right now. Just want to close up as quick as I can, and it looks like the pit window's open right now for everybody, so I'm just hoping that some of the guys in front of us start to box for new tires, and then we can just kind of take advantage of them clearing the track, and then we'll have some clean air out in front of us. So as you can see right now, it only takes about 1.5 seconds for us to get to within DRS of Guitar Piste in front. And again, trying to save as much overtake as I can right now, because I don't know how quick the guys ahead are. I don't know if they've been battling or not, and that's why they're only 2-3 seconds out in front of us. So I don't want to blow it all right now. I'm just hoping that one of them or 2 of them jump into the box and we get some clean air, and then create a little distance between us while their tires are cold. So we do get DRS here, 0.5 second now behind Guitar Piste. I'm hoping at this point that at the very least he jumps into the box. P1, P2 stay out, and P3 stays out as well, which is kind of discouraging for me. Now I have to stick behind him for another sector. We're going to lose precious tenths that we could have gained to P1 and P2, but it's alright because we know that we're about to get out in front of him right now. 30% overtake, and it looks like he's not quite so steady on these tires, so it shouldn't be too difficult of an overtake. We do get a little bit better of an exit than he does. Don't even throw on the overtake, and we're closing in on him again, giving him a wide berth right here, just going out as far to the left as I can, and then pulling back over to get on the racing line for these few corners here. And look at that, now the gap to P2 is only 1.5 seconds, and P1 is only 3.5 seconds out in front of us. So it looks like if we play our cards right, we can actually come away with the win in this race, so long as we don't make any dumb mistakes. And coming into Cops right now, we are about to close to within DRS. even if we weren't, I think this back marker would have given us DRS anyway. So comfortably within DRS, I'm hoping that they go into the box right now. If not, I'm definitely going to do it. His red light is flashing. I'm assuming he's going to jump into the box, and then I would just stay out and try to close the gap a little bit, but he ends up staying out. And as I enter the pit lane, of course, I speed. I really wish for these weekly events that they would not allow pit assists. As you can see, Guitar Piste behind me just came back from, or came in from so far back, didn't even have to brake, and he's now right on my tail. But whatever, maybe I should turn it on and abuse it too. And at this point, I'm not paying attention. They're done. I get the green light, and I'm like, why am I still sitting here? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm still holding the clutch in. So we almost get jumped by Guitar Piste in the pits because I wasn't really paying attention. But we do manage to get out in front of him. And I'm just hoping to gingerly take this pit exit so that we don't go into the wall or something like that. And we can get away pretty smoothly. I thought I was safe in 4th gear, but apparently not. 4th gear is still too low. You can still get tire spin on cold tires. So I make a mess of that, make a mess of this corner here, and now I have to drop in behind Guitar Piste, who I know that I'm faster than, but hopefully it won't be too long. Both of us are on cold tires anyway. I'm hoping he makes a mistake. I can pounce on him before too long. Otherwise, I'll be stuck behind him for this entire lap and lose precious tenths to the guys out in front. So a good sign that his light is blinking. I know that he's close to minimum ERS or battery charge. So I'm just going to bide my time right now and wait for a good moment to jump. He goes a little bit wide, but he gets a pretty good exit anyway, so I can't make my move there. But as you can see, he is really, really slow with his top speed. So, and he goes a little bit wide there as well. So now I got it set up for a move down the straight here. He's not really that far ahead of us, and we have both DRS and ERS to use to our advantage, and it shouldn't be an issue. Again, I am getting behind, tucking into the slipstream, about to go left, but I decide, I'll just go right here. It looked like he was starting to move out left anyway, so I didn't want to get into any issues there. So we dive it down the right-hand side, and it's a pretty easy move to get out in front of him. Now everybody ahead of us is in the pits. I'm hoping that I can get as close to them as possible, because I think I was within DRS of P2 when we went into the pits. So hopefully when he exits, we're still close behind him. So there he is, Nico Quijano, P2 on cold tires. I'm expecting that he's not going to have any grip. Thought about going down the inside there, and he spins out here and catches me. So we lose a position again to Guitar Piste, and as I try to get going again, I don't have any traction, so I spin out, having to reset to track. We get jumped by Pre-Grizz again, and Nico gets out in front of us again. So we just went from almost P2 back down to P5, and we have front wing damage. The good thing about this game is that all the downforce is created through the floor, so even if you do get wing damage, as long as it's not super severe, it shouldn't affect your handling that much, but we do still have to kind of watch out for it going into certain corners. So yeah, I do check in with the engineer, and he doesn't say we have to replace it, so I think we should still be good for now. It doesn't take too long to catch back up to Nico here, and we are within DRS, so we do end up getting the overtake here pretty easily on him, as he doesn't have DRS on the car out in front. We do have a 5-second penalty. Pre-Grizz has a 5-second penalty as well, and Guitar Piste is now up to 6 seconds worth of penalties. So we do want to get out in front of these guys, as there is still a chance to finish in P2. At this moment, I don't really know where P1 is, because I can't see. I don't know which dot he is on the map, and he's not showing up on the timing charts, so I don't really know how far he is. But at this point, I still think that the win is within my grasp, so I just want to get going as fast as possible. Pre-Grizz blinking, he has no battery left. That's a back marker coming out of the pit lane. Don't have to worry about him. Pre-Grizz locks up going into these corners, which makes it a little bit easier for us to close up on him. And then coming out of this left-hander right here, we don't get amazing traction, so there's no chance to get out in front of him right now. But I know that another opportunity is going to present itself pretty soon, because he has no battery charge left, and we are at about 40%. He will pick up a little bit of battery from these corners here, but Silverstone is notoriously hard to reharness battery once you start running out. So as you can see, he's blinking all the way down this straight. Just a little tap on the brakes on this corner, so he's not getting any ERS here. And then Maggots and Beckets, again, you're just tapping the brakes, so he's not going to be able to harness anything there as well. So we are within DRS, his battery is blinking, and we are really, really close to him. So this should be another easy overtake on pre-grizz. And we bring ourselves back up into P3 with Guitar Piste about a second in front of us. And now we can see the leader on the timing charts, and he is 14 seconds ahead of us. So little shenanigans that we got into coming out of the pit lane, and then the lap afterwards when P2 was coming out of the pit lane has lost us a whole bunch of time. But this guy started in P1 and we started P15. So the fact that having to sit through all those mobile chicanes for the first few laps and having the incidents that we have, him only being 14.5 seconds out in front of us actually isn't that bad. And on track right now, we caught up to Guitar Piste again. He's looking like he's having some trouble through these corners. We get a little bit better exit than he does. Throw on the ERS and DRS, and again we give him a big wide berth, and now we find ourselves in P2. So even with the wing damage out front, the car still handled pretty well. A little bit of understeer, or a little bit more understeer than there generally was before the incident that broke the front wing, but the car actually wasn't that terrible to drive even with the yellow front wing. And it was still good enough for us to take back the 3 positions that we lost after the incident. So jumping again now ahead to the final lap. I did try my best to try and cut down the gap, but with the wing damage, it was a little bit more difficult going around corners, and we were just so far behind that whatever we tried, we weren't going to catch up 14.5 seconds in the 3 laps that we were given. But it was still a pretty fun weekly event. Generally, I start off in the front, if not on pole position, and it's usually just get off the starting line okay, and then it's a boring race from there on. But this is actually pretty fun, starting from the back or the middle of the grid. I probably wouldn't do this again just because I like to win, and I'm hoping that EA and Cody's fixes their time uploading issue with the weekly events and in time trial. But yeah, I can't say I didn't have fun with this race. It was still pretty fun trying to make it from the back of the grid to the front. And I think if it weren't for that idiotic move that I did out of the pit lane, and then being a little bit more patient with the P2 coming out of the pit lane, I think we probably would have gotten this win in hand. As you can see, we did close the gap down to about 10.5 seconds to the leader, even with wing damage, and he did pick up a 5-second penalty as well. So I think if we would just drove a little bit better, a little bit more carefully, we probably could have came away with the win here. But this was pretty fun. Again, I just want to reiterate my apologies to Bacon on lap 1. I don't really know what I was doing there. I didn't mean to hit you. Just trying to avoid everybody, and I got a little bit frazzled on lap 1 and took you out there. So didn't mean to do that on purpose. I know it ruined your race, but hopefully you can get back into another lobby and have a better race later on. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was really fun for me to do. I'll try to upload all the weekly event races that I do, as it's actually pretty fun for me to make these videos as well. And yeah, maybe I'll try starting in the back a couple more times and see how well I do, because this was rather fun. But yeah, thank you guys for checking this video out. If you think I've earned it, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Remember to eat your bok choy as well as your other green vegetables, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and one more thing, I just wanted to jab EA again for the fact that my race didn't even get recorded or uploaded again. So as you saw, there was no points awarded to me for my score, and if we come back out here, there's nothing next to my name, no score. So yeah, please EA, fix that ASAP. Thank you.